Have you ever felt that really strong pull of easy money? Especially when the promise is, well, it's wrapped up in trust.
Hmm.
It's something powerful. We've all seen or heard about how opportunities that seem totally legit can just unravel, turn into something much darker.
Yeah, particularly when it comes from someone you know or think you know
Really?
inside your own circle.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive. We've got this really compelling source material. It's a candid conversation with someone who went through it, a victim,
Right.
and we're going to unpack a scam that really preyed on those personal connections, those bold promises.
Okay.
Our mission here really is to pull out the crucial insights, like understanding the tactics they use, spotting the psychological games,
Uh-huh.
and pinpointing those red flags that maybe looking back seem kind of obvious now.
Hindsight's always clearer, isn't it?
It really is. We want to arm you with knowledge, stuff that protects your wallet, you know, and your peace of mind. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So, our story starts with a listener. We're calling her Sahiba. She's from Preston.
Okay.
She gets introduced to this woman, Ghazala Din, through a friend of a friend. You know how that goes.
Yeah, that third-party introduction.
Right. And then Ghazal herself calls Sahiba directly, sort of lays the groundwork for what sounds like, honestly, a pretty exciting opportunity.
And what was the pitch exactly?
Well, Ghazal's initial approach was really persuasive. She didn't just convince Sahiba to put money in.
Right.
She also, and this is key, asked her to find other investors.
The network effect.
Totally. And the promises were, well, alluring. Things like regular monthly payments, plus a big payout at the end of the year.
Guaranteed, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Sahiba told us she was completely convinced by Ghazal's whole demeanor, her 100% guarantees, promises, that kind of thing.
Wow.
But here's something Sahiba mentioned that really struck me. She said, because Ghazal was a woman-to-woman, specifically an Asian woman,
Well,
she just didn't even consider, not initially, that she could be getting conned. That shared identity lowered her guard.
that is fascinating. And it really highlights how these things often start, doesn't it? Not some random cold call,
No.
but through an existing social link, that friend of a friend. It immediately makes you feel safer, lowers your defenses,
It does.
because there's this like social proof baked in almost. You think, well, my friend knows them or knows of them, so it must be okay.
Right, you sort of outsource the trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And fraudsters, they're so good at exploiting these networks. And sometimes shared cultural identity, like Sahiba mentioned. It builds this veneer of trustworthiness.
Makes you feel safer than you actually are.
Precisely. Which brings up a really important question, I think, for everyone listening. How do you balance that natural tendency to trust people in your community, in your circles,
Yeah.
with the necessary financial caution, the scrutiny you should apply?
That's a really tough balance to strike. And looking at the investment itself, Sahiba started putting money in around July 2022.
Okay.
She personally put in 8,000 pounds.
Right. Not insignificant.
Not at all. And Ghazal's description of where the money was going, it was kind of a mix. One main investment, she said, where she'd go halves.
Go halves, meaning share the profits equally.
That was the implication, yeah. And then there were others for bonuses.
Bonuses.
Yeah, the promise was incredibly tempting. Like, if you put $1,000 in, you get $1,000 back for each bonus.
Wow. Double your money instantly.
Or even triple sometimes back within the same week. That was the claim.
Okay, alarm bells should be ringing there. Big time.
You'd think so. When Sahiba asked what the investments were actually for, Ghazal just said houses.
Houses. Okay, property is common in these things, but specifics.
That's the thing. Sahiba confirmed when we asked no specific addresses. Nothing you could check. Just bingo, which apparently meant Birmingham.
Just the city.
Yeah, just the general location, no company names involved, nothing formal. Ghazal's line was basically, just trust me on it.
Right. And if we, connect those dots,
Yeah.
the vagueness is just textbook, isn't it?
It seems so obvious now.
No specifics on the houses, no company registration, just a city name, and trust me, these are huge red flags. Classic signs of a fraudulent scheme.
Yeah.
And that promise, double and triple back, bonuses, back on the same week. I mean, it screams too good to be true.
We all know that phrase, right?
We do. But these scams work because they don't just offer the high returns. They often bundle it with urgency, maybe make it seem exclusive.
Like you're getting in on something special.
Exactly. And that social validation we talked about, it all works together to kind of short-circuit our rational brain.
And that trust me line.
Oh, it's powerful.
Yeah.
It plays directly on our social conditioning. It's hard to push back when someone makes that direct personal appeal.
Mm. And as Sahiba found out, Ghazal wasn't just targeting individuals one by one.
Nope.
No, her whole method seemed to be getting people to find other people for her, like that friend of a friend of a friend chain.
Right. Turning victims into recruiters, often without them even realizing it.
Precisely. Using her current victims to bring in new ones. And while she was based in Birmingham, apparently conning a lot of people there, her reach went further. I mean, Sahiba's in Preston. That's well outside Birmingham.
So the network spread geographically, too.
It did. And it wasn't just Sahiba who lost out. Her own friends, the ones who told her about Ghazal in the first place,
Let me guess.
they invested too. And Sahiba said they've all been scammed as well.
Ugh. That recruitment method, using trusted networks, it makes the whole thing so insidious, so hard to spot early on.
Yeah, it's hidden within normal social interactions.
It is. And it doesn't just leverage trust, it actively destroys it. The damage goes way beyond the money lost. It erodes the connections within that community.
Friendships, family ties.
Absolutely. And think about the structure. For the scammer, it's incredibly efficient, scalable. They can grow their victim pool exponentially.
Well, for the victims, it's devastating. Because the deception spreads through their closest relationships, which again just highlights why understanding these patterns is so crucial for everyone. Not just if you think you might be targeted directly.
You could be part of the chain without knowing.
You could. Or you could find your own trust in people shaken later on.
So the end result here, for Sahiba, her friends, and likely many others, is they have lost their money. They've had that horrible realization. They've been scammed.
Yeah.
And the next crucial step, the advice Sahiba got, was to report it, specifically on the Action Fraud website, which at the time we spoke to her, she hadn't done yet.
Right. And that brings us to such a critical point. Reporting the fraud. It's absolutely essential.
Why is it so important? Is there much chance of getting money back?
Well, recovery can be difficult, let's be honest. But reporting isn't just about potentially getting your money back. It's about intelligence.
Yeah. Action Fraud collects reports from across the UK. It helps the police and other agencies build a bigger picture, spot patterns, link cases, maybe even track down the operators.
So your report helps protect others, potentially.
Exactly. It helps authorities build cases and maybe prevent future victims. But, beyond the practicalities, think about the emotional cost here.
Oh, absolutely.
For Sahiba, for anyone caught in this.
Yeah.
It's not just the financial hit. It's the betrayal, losing trust, maybe in friends, in your community, maybe even questioning your own judgment.
Yeah, that must be incredibly difficult.
So the really valuable knowledge here isn't just how to spot the scam, though that's vital. It's also knowing what concrete steps to take, like reporting it immediately if you suspect something.
And understanding those ripple effects.
Yeah, the long-term impact it can have.
Okay, so we've kind of navigated this tangled web, haven't we? A scam built on trust, these vague promises, and a network that just kept expanding. From that first friendly contact right through to that awful moment of realizing the money's gone, Sahiba's experience, it offers some really invaluable lessons.
Leslie.
The key takeaways for me are just how powerful a personal connection can be in lowering your guard.
Yeah.
The blinding effect of those guaranteed high fast returns.
Always a danger sign.
And just the critical importance of checking things out yourself.
Yeah.
Independent verification, no matter how much you trust the person telling you about it.
It's so true. And think about how fast things can escalate. You get caught up in the excitement, the buzz of a new opportunity.
Easy to do.
Especially if someone you trust vouches for it, maybe without even doing their own homework properly. It creates this chain reaction, and once it starts, it's really hard to stop.
Yeah.
So maybe here's a final thought, something for you, the listener, to mull over.
Okay.
How do we as individuals, but also as communities, how do we build a culture where doing your homework, that due diligence, is just as automatic, just as ingrained as trust is, particularly when money's involved?
That's a big question.
It is. And what role do our own social networks play? Are they protecting us? Or are they sometimes making us more vulnerable to deception?
Right.
And how do we get better at telling the difference?